All right, welcome to Enterprise Conversations. I'm Michael Rogers from the Node.js Foundation, and I'm here with Andre Deutmeyer from Skycatch. Hey, Andre.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Oh, not much, not much. Just relaxing in sunny San Francisco today. So,
Beautiful day.
yeah, I think I'm probably just about 4 blocks from your office. So that turned
You
out
have to
nice.
swing by sometime. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I saw the old one, but I haven't seen the new one yet. All
Cool.
right. All right. Well, let's get into it. Why don't you tell me a bit about what Skycatch is and what your role and your team do there?
Sure. So, Skycatch is a data company. That's like key number one is that we're not a drone company, we're a data company, and what we really want to do is we help you capture, manage, analyze commercial drone data. So I think the way you can think about this is that we view your your site or your construction site, your mining site, right, as a database that needs to be queried. Existing tools today, kind of like you're writing raw SQL queries, right? So it's like it's hard, it's time consuming. We want to put an ORM or UI on top of that and make it easy to kind of extract actionable data from your construction sites.
Right, and I mean, construction workers are probably not the most technically savvy people, so they're not going to write some code and some SQL queries. They really like more end-to-end tools. And I mean,
Exactly.
you said that you're not a drone company, but you do make a drone, right?
That is correct. Yeah, we actually we build our own drones, and it helps us kind of make that end-to-end experience very smooth.
Right. So it's sort of an end-to-end full stack solution for this.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And then what's your role there?
So my role is, so I primarily lead the web and infrastructure development here at Skycatch. So we're kind of broken up into we're still a relatively small team, about 25-ish developers, small, cross-functional, and these days I'm most heavily involved with kind of architecting and scaling out our data processing. And yeah, our goal, or my goal, is basically deliver the data that you send us back to you reliably and quickly.
Great. That's awesome. All right, why don't you tell me a bit about how you use Node over there and where you use it?
Sure. We use Node everywhere you can think of. I mean, there's a little bit of Node on our drones. We have a little Edison board. It's nothing flight critical, but we have a Edison board running on the drones to handle some of the file management stuff, some of the I/O stuff. So we have it running there. We have it running our almost entire backend is like Node is our glue. So for all of our data processing stuff, we have a lot of microservices that are in constant communication with each other, passing data back and forth, and Node is what keeps kind of that going smoothly. And then also on our kind of API side as well, we're using Node to keep our dashboard up and running.
Wow, so Node everywhere. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know that I remember like the Node copter days back in 2012, and Christian was one of the first people to get involved in that community and eventually do drone games, and then kind of out of that started Skycatch.
Right.
So I mean, Christian is one of the earliest Node users. I know that y'all have been using Node from the very early days. So what impact has Node had on your company and how you do development, especially considering that from the time that you started the company, you've kind of been able to take it for granted.
So Node has been great. I mean, I think you can't really put a price on the ability to move fluidly from the kind of front-end development, right, for more web-based development into kind of the service and architecture side of it. And we've been able to get away with smaller teams, I think, and doing what we do and scaling what we do because of Node. I mean, it's there's no hurdle to moving between front end, back end. Yeah, so I think it's allowed us to scale much more easily than if we had chosen a different language to run on our servers.
Wow. So, I mean, do you have people that literally stretch from, the drone to the front end of the cloud back end and back again, like that, actually that far in the stack?
We have one that does that. That's it's a little unusual to to scale that far, but we definitely have a lot of people who are both working on the web API and the data processing side. So that's all kind of a pretty fluid, and that's one of the things we encourage with our teams is to kind of like move through that process, right? So it's a growing process for them. They can kind of figure out which part of the stack they enjoy working on, and again, there's not a huge mental hurdle to moving or making that move because it's just JavaScript.
I love that. I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt. It's just JavaScript. So, what are some things coming up in the future of Node and JavaScript for that matter that you're kind of excited about?
So I think one of the things that we're most excited about so recently we've been looking at Lambda or AWS Lambda a lot more, and they up until probably just like 2 months ago, it was just kind of like experimental for us because they didn't support Node 4, but they just recently released their support for Node 4, and we've been in a very big hurry to kind of like start porting a lot of our smaller services over to that and just like making use of the infrastructure there. So that was really cool. Yes.
So what's that going to allow you to do that you're not doing now, right? Like what are the kind of the things that you have to deal with right now that will go away once you move to that technology?
So for us, I think because we're a small team, right? I mean, we really want to focus on the product, not necessarily on having to scale out the infrastructure, and Lambda is beautiful for that. Lambda is just like, it's just like you send it some data and it does its thing and it sits it out and it's like it's always there. It's on demand. So scale becomes a non-issue at that point for us. And yeah, again, because it supports like Node 4, like it for us, like we're just breaking down our code so that it works in smaller chunks. We can deploy it quickly. And scale really, really simply.
That's great. That's great. And then I think you were going to get into something else that you were also looking forward to. I'll let you finish
right.
that.
So I mean, just like in the more like the kind of like the language level, just I love the support that or like I just like watching ES6 get built into Node, right? So we can start using a lot of those fancy new methods, generators, and async functions, right? Like natively without having to have any like special flags or special runtimes to make it work.
Right, right. And because you've got Node, version 4 kind of everywhere as well, you can really rely on that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, exciting stuff, man. It was great talking with you. Thanks for taking the time.
Likewise, really enjoyed it, and hopefully again, feel free to swing by the office anytime.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Cool.
Thanks.